along any information that you have. Once again, that's the Woodford storm tracker. They're heading down 63. They're going to go through Truman. The rotation looks to have passed across 63 now. They're going to go through Truman and kind of head up through Lepanto here to see, as this storm moves this direction, we can get in this rain-free area through here and maybe get ahead of it to get a visual on it. It's good to get a visual, get some eyes on the storm so that we can see exactly what it is doing. Any new information over there, Brian?
Nothing new into the Region 8 Storm Center from the National Weather Service. Still, still tracking a tornado warning that is in Central Poinsett County until 3:45. Still 9 minutes left, and what we're looking at is a fairly strong line of severe thunderstorms stretching along Highway 49 and points eastward, and we're looking at a couple of kinks within that line of thunderstorms, and that's generally where we see those spin-up type tornadoes. And I can't rule out a strong tornado as well. Rotation-wise, it's not looking very impressive, but still, you still need to be taking your safety precautions at this point in time. This is not something you want to play around with. We've
got new warnings down to the south, which are severe thunderstorm warnings. Forest City getting hit pretty hard right now. If you notice, I got a little appendage hanging off of this one also. Now, there's a severe thunderstorm warning down here for Forest City. Not really seeing any rotation just yet. Got some strong gusty winds though around wind. You see these brighter shades getting into the blues. That would be some strong gusty winds kind of on the back side of this storm. Severe thunderstorm warning for Crittenden County, Cross County, St. Francis County for possibility of some gusty winds. We have had some pea-sized hail reported with this storm also. But of course, the storm at the moment, we first had the severe thunderstorm warning for large hail from Truman up to around Lake City, and you can see the outline there of yellow. That was the severe thunderstorm warning. Then we started seeing some rotation. This was just along 163, and that has now moved past kind of between Judd Hill and Mark Tree. You still see this little notch right through here. That would be the inflow around that rotation that's coming through. And then if you look at this, storm, we use this scope tool, which actually shows us the winds within the storm. The winds there in red are going away from the radar site, and the winds here coming toward the radar site, which is the Memphis site down the south, and that shows you the rotation right there near Lepanto.
Yeah.
Now,
boy, if I were in Lepanto, I would be taking cover.
Yeah, I would be taking my precautions. You know, if you're familiar with that area, you take the highway up, and there's that 90-degree turn. There's a lot of agricultural land there, and there's a big 90-degree turn there. Here's a new scan. It's still there. I mean, it's a little broader, and it looks nothing like what it did when it was down around Weona, but it is still there.
That's certainly some good news. It's looking like it's taking more of a linear type, with the gust front there.
Yeah.
That push of wind right ahead of the thunderstorm. It's usually the strongest area of thunderstorm wind that we see. It's still pretty kinked up right there. You still see along that
entire line. This is the entire line of storms. What Brian was talking about is where it kind of kinks up a little bit right through there. That's typically a location where we can get a little bit of rotation. That's what we're seeing right now. Now, Brian, you know this area very well. You've been you've lived down at least close to this area. This coming up through Lepanto up to Etowah, is that going to be Highway 142? Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Highway 140, Highway 135. You need to be taking your precautions if you live along these highways. A lot of this is rural farmland, but still you have your houses out there in between, Rivervale, Lepanto, and Caraway. Definitely want to be taking your safety precautions as of right now. Still dealing with a very jagged leading edge of thunderstorms. Now that's what we're watching for the possible areas of rotation.
So this warning has about another 6 minutes on it, but the actual warning, which you see outlined here in red, that's the tornado warning, and this threat is up here now. So it's outside of the warning now, and they haven't reissued it. So that's got to be a good sign that they are not thinking we need to reissue this storm. But you can see the inflow coming from this storm. That's what you're seeing here with the reds. That is the part of the storm that's going away from the radar site. This is coming toward the radar site, and it's nothing like what we were seeing just a little bit ago. Have we gotten any reports from that area, Brian?
Checking our social media, nothing so far.
Okay.
So that's certainly good news. No new updates as the Memphis National Weather Service chat. Nothing there either. we're dealing with flash flooding. That's a big concern right now. Looking at very heavy rain, even though there's still a tornado warning in effect until 3:45. Still not tracking a confirmed tornado. That's some good news, and it looks like the rotation is overall weakening as a fairly strong line of thunderstorms are now coming up on Highway 140, Highway 77, as well as Mississippi County. You're going to want to take your severe weather precautions very soon. It doesn't look like they're going to extend this tornado warning. It's only about 4 minutes before it expires. But again, a tornado warning in effect until 3:45. Still tracking that area right here. If I can turn off our magic track, right here is where you can see a little bit of an inflow notch coming in. That would push the storm just to the south of it. That's where our rotation is looking.
Now that's starting to get a little broader, and that's why what we mean by that is it doesn't mean we're seeing a larger tornado. It's just not that tightly configured rotation. Instead, the entire storm is kind of rotating. So that's why they have not extended that warning into Mississippi County. So here shortly, we're going to go back to regular programming once this tornado warning expires, which will be another 4 minutes. While we have you here, Brian was talking about the possibility of flooding, and guys in the back, if we could take Apple TV, I wanted to show a tweet that we got just a little bit ago. This is the streets in Bono, and it shows that the streets are flooding there, and it shows a vehicle going through there. Here's another picture that we've got here of some of the flooding going on in Bono. So you can see a lot of heavy rain has fallen across Region 8, and we're going to continue to see more rain, unfortunately, as we go through the overnight. Back to Storm Track Doppler 8, you can still see some rain. These pictures came from Bono, and you can still see some rain continuing there. And if we widened out, took a wider perspective, we would see that we've got even more showers, more thunderstorms back west of us. The western part of the state has been dealing with some showers and storms also. Look at this. We've got more heavy rain coming out of Oklahoma, and that's coming into the state later on tonight. So rain, man, farmers are not wanting that. That is going to be an issue as we go through the overnight.
Something that we like to pass along, if there's some flash flooding going along, say in Jonesboro, Paragould, or Walnut Ridge, in these 4 areas where you have 4-lane highways, it helps to avoid the outermost lanes. And now that would mean driving in the fast lane and everyone slowing down, because it seems like the water in a heavy rain event seems to pond along the slanted edge of those highways, and that's something you do not want to be driving through, because that water can get 2 to 3 inches deep and can cause you to hydroplane. So again, it's a good idea just to drive in the innermost highways and lanes of the highway.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to go back to regular programming in about 1 minute and 15 seconds. So I'll give you a quick recap. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning, which continues until 3:45. That's just a few more minutes, so that one's going to expire. The tornado warning is going to expire. Down south of us, this warning, which is for Cross County, Crittenden County, down to St. Francis County, that is a severe thunderstorm warning until 4:15. We will have to watch these little appendages hanging off the edge of this line for the possibility of some rotation also, but for now, no tornado warning with that. The tornado warning that is about to expire, that is for some rotation, which is sitting in this area now. We got something new, Brian?
Well, this is as opposed to hail. The 3 miles northeast of Truman, a train spotter reported hail of a quarter size, so that would verify as far as the severe thunderstorm warning. This is a dated report coming in from the National Weather Service that just came down. Truman, a train spotter in Truman, reported a funnel cloud at 2:55, so that was almost an hour ago, if that's correct, unless that's a mistake on the part of the National Weather Service. It says...
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
we'll
at 2:55,
we'll have to check that,
Truman.
We'll check that out some more, because that would not be the same, as you said, as of what we're seeing now. Notice they have taken the tornado warning down, and it is now a severe thunderstorm warning. This severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Mississippi County until 4:30. Notice the areas that we're seeing here with the little blue diamonds. That is indicating where we have the possibility of some large hail. Let me clear this off of here real fast. And I'm going to take one last look. Do we got something else there, Brian?
We are getting reports of tornado sirens being sounded in Caraway.
Okay.
Now, even though there is not a tornado warning in effect for Poinsett County or Craighead County anymore, still seeing some very weak rotation.